In the bottom left now, in the red, the 2-1 victor over JC. She's Scarlett. Her opponent in the upper right for Onsyde Gaming, newly signed. It's Solar. And I swear, browser source lag is annoying. So it goes. It's like forever since I've cast a ZVZ, because every time I've had the opportunity, it's been Rainer playing versus Zerg, and then he plays Ro8. I'm gonna be curious to see what we got here. Of course, we passed that first gateway, that first line of demarcation in ZVZ that says, okay, what's gonna happen? Because when we talk about ZVZ, and I think this is worth pointing out when we haven't seen a Zerg versus Zerg in a while, is there are some pretty obvious breakpoints that you get in this setup. First one, of course, is there an early pool? Do we go hatch first? On Data C, it's most likely going to be hatch first. When we talk about Korean ZVZ, again, most likely going to be that hatch first style. Okay, that's stage one. And then we look at, okay, do they get their third base on 28 to 32 supply? Do they flood Lings on 27, 28, or do they keep droning up? And really from there, it's kind of build deviation. But those are some pretty clear kind of breakpoints that we can look at as, okay, well, this is going to define how the game is going to go in the early game at the very least. So for now, we passed the first one. No early pools. Again, it's Data C. Shouldn't really surprise anyone too much. That also means we get to see what's happening. It feels like mutas are becoming more and more popular in this matchup. People will say that, oh, it's just because mutas are too strong, which I don't know, but it does feel like you kind of have to play Aspire. If a game goes into a macro game, having that flexibility of pumping out 8 mutas, and even at the very least knocking down overlords from the map, going in, finding value in that way. Solar holds the career, the line of sight blocker, but Scarlett's going to be able to avoid that. Having that flexibility of doing economic damage, of just sitting on top of the Ravagers and killing them all off, and then maybe doing a big swell. It does provide just a lot of flexibility in this matchup that you don't always have. So you talk to a lot of Zergs, they're going to say, yeah, you kind of want to Aspire in the mid game. It doesn't feel like you can just go pure Roach Ravager anymore. With Scarlett, she's looking to surround the Lings just a little bit, but who surrounds whom? And actually, no one's going to surround anyone. The creep is, or not the creep. The creep spread is going apace, I guess. You don't really spread too much creep into ZVZ. But Lings are on the way. Scarlett actually flooding a lot more. 16 on the way to the 12 of Solar. So she's got a little bit of pressure on the mine. In fact, her creep is going to, or her speed, why do I keep saying creep, is going to be done a little sooner. She might have been able to use that to kill off a couple of Lings, but it's a slim timing. And it's more that Solar's speed is late more than anything. So Baneling is morphing in here from Scarlett, hiding away from things where she knows that Solar does not have vision. But Solar's got defensive Banelings on the way anyways. He knows how this game is done. So Lings are going to try to get on top of things, but the Banelings do more fun right now. Scarlett baiting backwards, but no, not quite enough. The trigger is not pulled. And Scarlett, of course, behind this, she got a Roachhorn on the way. No additional tech, no really further droning. There we go. 4 additional Roaches, 7 additional Roaches. She does not want this game to go late. This is all in coming in from Scarlett. Good Baneling connections though on the right side, and her Baneling will not find the value at once. So Scarlett, she flooded Lings, did not find value. But more Lings are on the way, more Roaches on the way. Again, this is a game that Scarlett does not want to take late. This is a game that she wants to force Solar out in the mid game, and we got to point out that Solar in ZVZ is incredibly strong. There's a good reason that Rainer, for example, oh, there's Baneling. Scarlett gonna find it. There we go. Okay, she find. Nope. Baneling and 5/6 Lings go down. That's not exactly what you want. Meanwhile, on the other side, Ling run by gets 1 queen, gets 2 queens, and that's all the production that Scarlett wants to make sure that she's able to stay alive in this game. So Roaches are gonna show up now, but it's only like a 3-4 army supply lead. Roaches are now on the way from Solar. I don't know that Scarlett's gonna get what she wants out of this. She has to pull drones and loses 2 of her own. But she's going to get on top of the spine. That's canceled at the very least. A couple Roaches pop out. 1 will fall. Make it 2, and that's nice. Solar trying to find his way into that corner, which is, of course, maybe a little bit a decent retreat. Now Roach is trying to get on top of things. Queens getting rather low. Transfuses are now used. Banelings come rolling forward, but there's nothing really for the Banelings to hit. Scarlett this build from her is just not really working out. We're seeing the lapse in production from the Queens from the defense at home, but now Lings getting a bit more of a surround. Bailings is looking to get on top, maybe bust right on through, and now the roaches are starting to fall. Now the Lings of Scarlett seem like they're getting a little bit more, and into the natural she will go. The army supplies are fairly equal, but it's all about what is available on the map. Yes, there are Lings, yes, there are roaches on the way from Solar, but they're not here right now, and more Lings are showing up. At this point, it feels like Solar has the hole. Scarlett may be diving a little bit too deep. Scarlett, she's got to tap out. Solar takes the 1-0 lead. In the upper left, not playing for Team Roddy, of course, that's a mistake. She is for the Shopify Rebellion. It's Scarlett. And of course, the bottom right side of the map, holding on against the shenanigans from her, it is Solar. Wow. What a horrible introduction. The aggression from her. Are we talking about a 2017 movie about an AI? Or a man who starts dating an AI? Is that what's happening? I don't know. I'm just annoyed that I didn't record the JC series. That was pretty good. But anyways, for now, mirrored builds from Scarlett and Solar going forward. I don't think that should surprise anyone. Cosmic Sapphire is probably the biggest map we have. Data C might be bigger, but Cosmic Sapphire feels like it has the longest rush distance. Now, I haven't gone in Liquidpedia and looked second per second, but that's the feeling you get at least. Remember, Scarlett actually went down game 1 in the JC series previously as well. So just because she goes down 1 does not mean that she cannot win a next 2. I mean, she reverse swept JC, although those games 2 and 3 were really dicey. But for now, again, we passed the break points. No early pool. We should start to see the third bases come down soon enough, and that's actually where this map gets a little scary. Natural to natural is a good long rush distance, but the third to third is much quicker. It is much, much quicker. That's often where we can see aggression happen, not only in ZVZ, but just in general. And on top of that, of course, the third is wide open. So it does allow for maybe a little bit more aggression. And Scarlett has shown us that she does have a penchant for, and not just in this series, but in general, she does have a penchant for aggression in ZVZ. So we're gonna have to see if she does go for that one again. If Solar maybe does something, or we kind of accept the handshake and go into the mid game a little bit more standard. But for now, third base is on the way for both sides. And ring around the rosy here. Scarlett not gonna be able to get on top of that last lane. And at the end of the day, both really everything should get out. Speed's gonna finish up right around the same time. So no real advantage there. Evo Chamber as well. So most likely this is going to be Roche play coming from both players. I mean, there's a world where maybe this is some weird +1 melee build from Scarlett, which would go into mutas, which honestly on Cosmic I wouldn't hate. With the rush distances as they are, you can make that happen. But again, well actually with the third base rush distance, you can go and the roaches actually can get across the map fairly quickly. And of course this also could be Carapace. We're just going to have to see what she wants to go for. And as I say it, you know, I'm like, this kid looks standard. But then you realize that, wait a minute, it's Scarlett. She's got a Carapace build on the way. Lings are going to find her third base pretty much as it's done. Queens rotate forward, and those Lings might have been able to get the Queen. But now Scarlett going to try to get on top. It's forcing this back. But the weird thing is, folks, this is a Carapace build from both sides. Apparently, this is just the meta at the highest level on this map. Because, again, the rush distance between the third bases is really, really short. Don't want that. The question now, who figures this out? More importantly, who figures it out first? Because whoever is defending in this weird setup where both players are doing the exact same thing, they're just going to come out ahead. As Scarlett tries to find her onto the third base, Lings are going to show up. Scarlett not really getting too many workers, but she does pull the workers off the mineral line just a little bit, and Queen's into an awkward spot. So a little bit more efficient mining, but actually more importantly, Scarlett sees that there are more Lings on the way, so this should tell her something. And it seems like she's already committing away from it. She's on 47 drones, so +8 workers on her opponent, which is just about as much as she will be able to get away with Lair on the way as well, but Roach's Lings, they just got to fill the production queue from now on, because this build from Solar can be scary. But again, she will have equal upgrades, and if she's able to just get enough Roach Ravager out or Roach Ling out, but she's overdroned. She may still be able to hold this, but life will not be easy for her. She sharks around, sees yet more Lings, and she's got to see these Roaches. Okay, I think she did. So more and more Overlords on the way. She approaches that supply cap, and she just... Scarlett, you cannot move out here. Right? She's not. Okay, good. It looked like she was going to move out. And that would just be a death knell for Scarlett. But now she's going to move in. She's clicking on one of those units, see that it has +1 care. She says, okay, I know exactly what you're doing. And she gets 10 more drones. She's going to go to 66. She's going to double the worker count of Solar. And if Scarlett survives, great, but she does not. I thought she would have had the read on this. Seeing that +1 carapace should be everything you need to know, but she doesn't. Now Solar, he's up 20 army spot. There's a spine on the way, couple spines on the way. Scarlett in absolute panic mode, but they're not ready just yet. A lot of Scarlett's supply is in Roach's Lings, find their way into the natural as well, and Scarlett is just on death's door here. I don't know what she's going to be able to do. Defender's advantage is a powerful thing, but is it this powerful? I mean, I guess the one saving grace is even Lings the natural doesn't matter because she has so much stuff. Biles on top of the eggs to prevent Roaches from popping out, and they will pop out now, but really into death, into ruin. Spines will arrive, and Scarlett is just dead. Scarlett falls. Solar takes the 2-0. He's got a date with Gumiho in the semifinals.